Hello everyone and welcome back, and today I'm going to be doing a film review that will be somewhat controversial, but I'm not afraid to throw my opinion out there. I'm referring to the latest from Marvel Studios, Black Widow. And this was a movie that had a massive amount of hype behind it, probably more so than possibly any of the other previous Marvel movies, save for maybe the Avengers Endgame. This movie was a big deal, and frankly, why not? I was pretty excited to see it, as Scarlett Johansson's title character was generally not more of a minor character in the series, and it wasn't really until you had Age of Ultron and Infinity War that treated her more of as a main type character. But previously, she was more of a side character, and we had no backstory whatsoever, which, in my opinion, sort of added to the character in some ways. It always made you wonder about her, wonder where she came from, and wonder what the backstory was. As any good writer knows, mystery is something that can be used very effectively. And up until now, it worked. But now we have it. Finally, her backstory and everything else would be revealed. And again, we won't go over all the hype things like how much Scarlett Johansson was paid for, $20 million, and how much, all the different things that went on with it. I'm just going to tell you what the movie was like. When it came out for Premiere Access, I was delighted because, frankly, I wanted to see the movie last year. I'll tell you precisely what the movie was. In my opinion, it was fantastic. However, at the same time, I want to mention, it's not the movie you think it's going to be. I didn't really know truly, what I expected out of it was a high-octane, high-action sort of Jason Bourne-style thriller movie is what I expected this to be. And in a lot of respects, yes, Black Widow does deliver on that, as you will come away from it feeling like you've seen one of the biggest movies of the year, as the action scenes are fantastic, very well filmed, and very well coordinated, in my opinion. Well, what do I mean, though, it's different from what you were expecting? It follows a lot of the same vein as Endgame did. As we all know, Endgame was close to a 3-hour movie, as it treated everything very slowly and built to it was kind of, everything just kind of rose in a crescendo. And this is precisely what the writers of Black Widow did. Although it's very slow, and there are some scenes where there's a lot of dialogue, and there's a lot of characterization that goes on. And on that note, there are a few characters who will show up here that I don't think you will be able to predict, but I won't spoil it for you. But that's what Black Widow does. It's a lot slower, and while the action scenes feel absolutely fantastic, it does the very same thing Endgame did and rises to a, in my opinion, brilliant crescendo. Was it good? Yes. In my opinion, Black Widow's backstory was brilliantly laid out. And yes, Scarlett Johansson did a fantastic job. In my opinion, this is her best acting role I've seen in years. I think she did a very good job with it. But what's also very interesting about the movie is that, in my opinion, although Scarlett Johansson did a great job, she actually was not the standout character for me. The character that stood out the most was, I can't remember the actress's name, was her sister in the movie, Yelena, who was kind of more of the standout character, which is something I didn't predict, and is a very pleasant surprise to sort of see a lot of sparks fly between the two characters, a lot of hilarious arguing and fighting and whatnot, all leading to a great ending. So, to sum it all up, in terms of production, Black Widow delivers on everything we expected. In terms of story, in my opinion, it did a very good job, just all the way around. Does it feel like the previous movies? No, but that's a good thing. This does represent a different shift, a different direction in the movies, but I think it was a great movie. And already there's a lot of people coming out and decrying it, saying it wasn't what they wanted, it wasn't what they expected, there wasn't enough of this or that. Opinions abound. Yes, we know that. In this person's opinion, in my opinion, they couldn't really have done a much better job with this movie. It was very well done. It was well orchestrated, one of the most well-produced movies I've seen recently. And I think this movie deserves, I would say an 8.9 out of 10. And if you like this review, and if you want to see even more, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because we got other great stuff coming. Hey, before you go, if you enjoyed this video, would you please consider giving it a thumbs up? And if you did not enjoy this video, would you consider giving it a double thumbs down? Thank you.